Hello everybody, my name is Afterburner and welcome to a special iRacing series called Traffic Management for Dummies Part 1. Well, not Part 1, this is just Part 1 of the series. But basically this series is gonna be for new iRacing members or sim racing members in general. If you are a sim racer, you really need to know how to do traffic management because it can really make you faster in multi-class events. So let's get started. So this is part 1 of the series. We're gonna start with the Grand Touring Cup, which is a D-Class series featuring the Pontiac Solstice, the Volkswagen Jetta and the mighty Mustang, the Ford Mustang. With the Pontiac being the slowest car, the Jetta the middle class and the Mustang is the fastest car. In part 1 we're only gonna be covering the Grand Touring Cup because this is the basic traffic knowledge you need before going up to higher classes like Proto GT or IMSA. The cars may be a bit slow, but this is such a good learning base for what comes next on the iRacing ladder. Alright, starting off with the golden rules of traffic management. Well, rule 1, there is no overall lead. People like to speak about overall lead when a prototype wins Le Mans, for example, but keep in mind there are also slower classes who are just as important. So there are just 3 classes racing, or 4 classes maybe, I don't know how many classes you want or are in the race, but the last or slowest class is just as important as the first and leading class of the field. Alright, coming up to rule number 2, blue flag meaning. The meaning of the blue flag in multi-class racing is a bit different than you're used to in maybe Formula 1. In Formula 1 it means you need to GTFO and pull over as fast as possible when you are in a slower car. In multi-class racing it means there is a faster car behind you, or faster class, and when available give him some room and let him by. And it might be 3 corners later or maybe even on the next straight. So for the faster class that means you need to wait and be patient and don't think, oh no, he has a blue flag, I'm a lap further on the road. No, that's not true. Alright, coming up to rule number 3, which is pretty straightforward. Don't make a late pass, also known as a dive bomb. When the slower car already turned into a corner, don't try to overtake him, it will result in an accident. Slower car is just doing his own business and is probably looking in his mirrors and seeing maybe a prototype coming up to him, and he will never expect you to make a pass when he has already turned into the corner. So basically wait until the next straight or even just make a safe pass. Alright, rule number 4, try to overtake on the straight. Well, this seems pretty simple, but people are just too hasty and making moves a corner before a long straight. Don't do that. Just wait and stay behind the car, take a white line onto the straight and pass the slower car there. The slower car will lose less time, also you in the faster car will lose less time, because just hanging back a bit before the corner, it's just better. When you try to make the move on the inside, you will compromise your exit speed onto the straight and basically also make the car you're overtaking his life really difficult. Rule number 5, slower classes hold your line. This is probably the most important rule. No idea why I didn't set it on number 1, but if you are in a slower car, don't swerve left or right on the last moment just to think that's the better way for the faster class to overtake you. No, that's wrong. Hold your line and let the faster class find a way around you. Rule number 6, flashing your headlights is bullshit. I think I don't need to explain that one to you. Before we get into some examples, I want to show you some driver stereotypes in traffic. So, number 1, the dive bomb hero. I don't need to explain that one to you, do I? It's just not what you want to have in a race when you are in a slower class. Dive Bomb Hero, probably one of the worst class of drivers on iRacing. Stereotype number 2, the overly friendly guy. We all know him. The guy who is in the slower car and he just says pass left, pass right. Doesn't always work. Usually gets you into trouble because the faster guy probably expects you to take the racing line, and when you go onto a different piece of tarmac than he expects, may result in an accident. Don't do that. Alright, stereotype number 3, the I don't let you pass guy. Well, this is the guy who usually is in a slower car and he wants to make up as much time as possible and he doesn't want to let you by. That's also wrong. Stereotype number 4, the clumsy look I'm here guy. This is usually a HPD, or let me say a prototype, and he is looking for a way past, but he just can't get past. He's just looking everywhere, he's trying to pass you, and it's pretty much really annoying for a slower car because you have no idea when he's gonna make the move. He just sits there, he's driving in your mirrors. Just make the pass or train more and be faster. Alright, stereotype number 5, the flashlight. Well, that one seems pretty familiar from the golden rules. Yes, people who using their lights constantly. Using your headlights and flashing them doesn't mean you have the right to take the corner. Stereotype number 6, the rager. Well, that's probably me, expecting people to have perfect traffic skills and shouting over the mic, saying that they're doing something wrong. Also, that's wrong, I know, I'm one of them. Rule number 7, the screw you, I'm in the faster class guy. This is not the stereotype you may expecting, this is the slow GT3 driver who is holding up a Porsche, for example, and he just doesn't realize he is holding up other races. So those are some driver stereotypes. You may be one of them, I think you are one of them. So to help you not being one of those stereotypes, we're gonna take a look on board of my VW Jetta. We're about to lap some solstices. Well, that's a difficult word. Of course the Jetta being faster than the Solstice, so I should have no troubles getting past these guys. They are lap down. Look, that's the overly friendly guy. He's just braking and I didn't expect that. So coming up to the next Solstice. Just getting over the bump there at Lime Rock Park. Just couldn't quite get him in this corner. So what I could have done is stick it on the inside here. I wasn't voiced yet and said to him, look, I'm gonna overtake you on the straight. Look, I didn't even lost that much time and I just power passed him here on the straight. Coming up to 2 more solstices now, just a bit earlier on in the lap. You see I'm on their bumper, at this point I'm already losing time. But I'm overtaking one of them at least on the straight. This is an okay move, not a perfect move. I mean, he may have had to back off a bit, but so did I. So you see I'm not taking this guy here in the corner, because if I would have taken him in there, we would have gone side by side into the next corner. Not ideal. I'm taking him here on the short straight because I had plenty of speed. No loss for him. Alright, coming up to the class leaders. These are the 2 top solstices, so they are likely to be the fastest and the highest I-rating drivers, so most experienced. You see that I'm already lifting here, so I don't get caught up into the back of him middle corner. that is a way to lose less time. This was also an okay move. I mean, you may have to back off a bit, but otherwise I would have lost too much time. Also think about yourself a bit. And the class leader is no problem here on the straightaway. Alright, here is the final example of the day. You can see there's a Mustang in front of me, which is the fastest car. I'm in the Jetta and I'm about on his pace. So he's a bit of a slower driver in the Mustang. You can see he makes the move mid-corner, last corner at Limerick Park. That's just a bit of a silly move. You see, I had so much overspeed on him and he lost the position. Well, it's not really for position, but I mean, don't make such moves. Just wait and be rewarded. I hope you guys enjoyed this series, and I hope I'm gonna bring out a part 2. I think I'll eventually do a part 2, which is gonna be about IMSA and Proto GT. Maybe a part 3, I don't know, about special events, but we will see. Thank you for watching and let me know if you learned something. Bye.